kick us off with the topic of today. So this was one actually that we created based off of your feedback. So at the end of these workshops, we send a survey just to hear, what you thought of the workshop, what topics are of interest to you. And we were hearing a lot about conversion. So how to make your business stand out with competitors, how to turn more leads into actual clients that you're going to work with. So the last session, if you were able to join, let me just admit a few more people. Here we go. If you were able to join last session, we covered the Houzz premium profile. So that was a lot on how to get more reviews, how to make your profile stand out. And there is a recording available if you're interested in that one. Today, it's more about the Houzz Pro tools. So how can you use what's available in Houzz Pro to win more clients? So let's jump right in for the agenda of today. For those of us who have joined us before, you know the structure of the workshop. For those who it's the first time, we like to start with a group discussion. So learning a little bit about your processes, and then we'll do a demo explaining the features in Houzz Pro that can help you convert more clients. And we just finish off, as I said before, with a short survey to understand, what you thought of the workshop and what you're interested in learning more of, so we can get to that in future. Perfect. Before I kick off the group discussion, just a short introduction on myself. So my name is Viviana. I am the manager for the product support team here in the UK office. If you've already contacted with our support team, basically through your Houzz profile, there's a drop down that says support. You can ask any questions, you can request a training call. All of that comes to the product support team. And what we're here to do is, as the name says, really support you with any software questions that you have, training that you might need, and just help you get set up with the features in Houzz Pro. Perfect. Here we go. Let me just admit a few more people. Kicking this off. So again, the topic for today is how can you convert more leads into clients? A big part of that is the value that you're delivering to clients. So I just want to open this one up to the group and ask, how are you currently adding value to your potential clients in the very first interactions?
Can I start?
Hi, Christina. Lovely having, we actually just met Christina in person last week at one of our events. So really lovely seeing you on here. Yes, Christina, please go ahead.
I really appreciate these little sessions that you guys are holding. I think they're absolutely fantastic. They are sort of little reminders, and little reminders are very often enough to just, trample on the bicycle or get the horse going, which is quite nice. But anyway, like what kind of value does one give customers? It really is like what I try to do is a whole home assessment, because a home or a space really is a reflection of the person that lives there, and there is no judgment attached to it. It's just to help people to see where they're standing at the moment in their lives, because that reflects the home also. So there's a lot of energetic kind of support that I'm giving, or almost life coaching, at least at the start, and to see where their priorities lie within their space, because the space is so tangible, so it's easily guiding us in what it actually needs, and to then see what the priorities within those parameters are, and sort of nail it to the core, hopefully to get to build from there. Say like they want a whole home. I have a client at the moment, she wants her whole flat in South Ken done for £50,000, including kitchen and bathrooms and a whole lot, and the floor and underfloor heating. And I'm just thinking, I'm not even present this to my guys, my wonderful, fantastic miracle builder, because I don't want them to feel insulted. So what do I do to actually nail this down to maybe one thing or two, say the underfloor heating and the bathroom, and that's it. She doesn't get any more, no decoration, no nothing. But what we do, we really do to perfection, and she can see that in previous works that we have done. So also to make the client aware, you know, like what I find very difficult, and what is very difficult very often for the builder, I felt, and that's why I come in as a buffer towards the builder, is that I take the shit of the client. I never try and let any shit come, so-called, sorry my language, onto the table of the builder, because clients have unreasonable requests, and they are very badly educated or are not educating themselves on what is actually needed and what amount of work goes into, you know, like I can't have a kitchen for 15,000. She wants a kitchen for 15,000. I mean, give me a fucking break, you know, like I don't even tell my builder this.
Yeah.
He gets upset, right? So I zip it. And then I think, how do I want to work with this client and what can we do? And so, without being insulting to the client, but really, you know, like the first introduction is very much to try and guide them softly into understanding like quality costs. If she doesn't want the quality, she's very welcome to go somewhere else. But, you know, not say it like that, but also to first of all assess what it is actually that is the main need that there is at the moment. Sorry, my long ranting.
No, that was perfect. Thank you so much, Christina. And I think it's something that in the communities, actually in the home renovation community, is shared a lot. You get these clients, oftentimes they don't know the value of things. They don't know what a project could cost to them or what working with you would mean. Like maybe, you know, their budget isn't within your range because, you know, it isn't quality that they're after. Maybe it is just pricing, in which case it's important for you as a professional to know as well, okay, who is my target client? Who do I want to work with as well? That's a really important part. And as you said, you're the buffer a lot of times, you know, with the builders and the clients or the other professionals that you collaborate with. And that has to do as well because the client doesn't speak the same language as the builder. So oftentimes you do have to educate the clients and be the person to explain it to them. So I love that home assessment that you do, you know, to gently guide the clients towards this is what I can offer. This is what it's going to cost you. Understand if it's a good fit.
Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you so much, Christina, for sharing that. One of the other things that you said as well is you would share, you know, projects that you've done in the past.
Yeah.
That's a great strategy. So I think we covered this in our previous workshop when we were talking about the profile, how your online image is an extension of the work you do and the clients that you want to have. So being able to show them, you know, this is the scope of my work and this is the level, the quality level that I deliver. Being able to capture that and share that is really important.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Christina, for sharing. Hand in hand with the first question, not so much the first interactions. Now we're moving to a client that you are working with. How do you deliver a great experience for that client throughout that project? Open to the group.
I will go for this.
Go for it,
Maybe communicating each and every step of what the builder is doing, I think is the most important and key part in this.
Yeah, communication, exactly. There's actually so at House, we do a lot of studies because of course we have a lot of homeowners that come to the platform. So we conduct a lot of research with these homeowners and a lot of studies. One of them was on what they're looking for when they're hiring, what they're missing throughout a project. And one of those key things was communication and more transparency throughout a project. So really great points. Anybody else?
I'm fairly new to the whole interior design sort of sector, but and we're a fairly small team. So there's just 4 of us, 2 designers, myself who does a lot of the project management with the tradespeople, and then somebody who looks after the procurement. And one of the things we've done recently is just kind of separate the clients and kind of create, I suppose, like account managers in some ways to kind of be that lead person who updates them on absolutely everything, so that they don't need to speak to 4 different people about the design, the purchasing, you know, invoicing, that sort of thing, which at the moment seems to be going okay.
Mhm.
And we do a weekly sort of schedule that we send them to remind them what's coming up for the next week and where things are at. One of the things we have started using, which I have kind of mixed feelings on, so be interested to hear people's opinion, is also WhatsApp for
Okay.
sort of quick and easy. We kind of have like client groups that'll be with the client and myself and one of the kind of account managers. And they're great for quick and easy responses, but and we try to lay down kind of the rules on how we use the groups, but some clients can abuse them a little bit or be sending messages quite late at night. But yeah, I suppose that seems to be helping, but yeah, a bit mixed at the moment.
Can I ask a question, Emma? Because you mentioned that you do like a weekly sync almost, where you send a schedule to the clients, if I understood correctly. How are you sharing that with your clients, that schedule? How do you communicate that with them?
That's on email at the moment. So we use a bit of software that tracks kind of all the dates and everything, and that's extracted. And we put it into a format and send that across. And that's usually on a Thursday for the following week. Yeah, and that will have kind of like trade info, any outstanding design points that we might need from them, and then maybe a little bit of procurement and invoicing at the end. So it's sometimes they can be quite heavy updates, and I mean, one I've done this week has only got a few points on it, so it's not too bad. But yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for sharing. I think from my perspective, you know, a lot of the calls that I've had with professionals and with designers, WhatsApp, email, all used to be very common practices. The idea with software at the end of the day is, how can you centralize all of that information? In your case, Emma, you know, you said you're a small team of 4, was it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, perfect. And in your case, you know, you have a strategy, you have like account managers, that's the point of contact for the client, which is great, because a lot of time a homeowner can be overwhelmed with this type of project. They've never done it before. There's a lot that they don't know. So it can get a little bit frustrating when the communication isn't there, when they have different points of contact, when they have to repeat information. The account manager strategy is great for that, because they have one point of reference who probably knows a lot of the details about this specific homeowner's client. But if you don't have an account manager, or say someone is off, the idea with software, again, is how do you have all the information in one place, so that if I'm out and someone else has to take it, they're still going to be on the same page and just pick right up where I left off with that client. So it's a very seamless experience for the homeowner. And on WhatsApp, yeah, maybe the group can share a bit more. But of course, I've heard this. At the end of the day, homeowners, there's such a big range, right? Some of them prefer to communicate in different ways. So it is being able to adjust to a certain extent, you know, to their preference. But also, if you have a better way of doing things, it's introducing that better way of doing things. And that's one of the things that we're going to see today, which is the client dashboard, which is a tool that you can share with homeowners.
Hi, can I just say a quick thing? Yeah, I've started using your messages just quickly. System, not started from the start, that I've only been with you nearly a year now.
Wow.
Is it? No, it's not really a year. It'll be in October.
Happy year anniversary with House.
Thank you. Yeah, so I use the messenger, and that's how, because that's where I get the lead, and then I just follow through with that and try and keep it to that. If I don't hear from them, then it's email. I try and avoid social kind of WhatsApp and things, to be honest, because it gets messy I've got so many groups, social groups, which I try to avoid. So it does get a bit messy, but sometimes if it's a quick one, it's just a text message. I copy it and put it into House, because I like everything in one place. And I'm only like a 2-person band thing going on here, and I have to do everything. So I want, if I do expand, I'd like everyone to have it one place to look at. So I like that idea of you saying one point of contact or such. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's exactly the sentiment that we've heard, you know, like when they're using WhatsApp or email, that either you have to be extremely organized, but it can still be very time consuming to try and group that information when you need it, like trying to find an email from 2 weeks, or a message that you might have sent, versus trying to centralize everything is just like more of a long-term business practice to support you. And with that being said, yes, so we've shared a little bit, some are using the messaging system. Has anybody else explored either the CRM, so the messaging system, or the client dashboard that I've made reference to? Yeah.
Yes,
I
I've
also use the dashboard.
oh, sorry. Yes,
for it.
I've used this dashboard, and I
Okay.
didn't realize this because I had a meeting with who's the person that looks after my account manager.
Okay,
and-
with your
and-
account manager, yeah.
Yes, and I was saying when I was doing my mood boards and I was sending them individually, and she said, you know, you can put it all on your dashboard and it goes in one go. And I'm can't believe after so long I just realized that. So yeah, that's definitely brilliant because they can go in and out of whatever I've sent to them. And that because I couldn't see what I'd sent, and that shows it straight away and it's really clear. So that's quite
Great to hear. That's exactly what the client dashboard is for. It's both for yourself and for your clients to have that one point of reference. So if you want any updates on your project, know where you stand with your project, doing a little bit of an introduction, like this is the client dashboard that I use. This is how it's going to like help you throughout this experience. So do introduce the dashboard to your clients, but the professionals that have used it, we've got really great feedback, you know, after the end of a project, like, yes, they left me this review, or they're going to make a referral. They really love the client dashboard because they don't have to message you every time they want an update. They will always have access to that client dashboard throughout their project, which we'll see in just a moment. Let me go into our future demo for today, feature demo. So a quick one, we're going to just see one setting that's been really helpful for professionals across the board, the CRM tool that we've mentioned, and the client dashboard. So if I go there, can I just get some confirmation that I'm now on the House Pro page? Yeah, perfect. Okay. The first one. So if you've not used House Pro much before, this is basically your landing page. It has a lot of features, a lot of tools. We cover them in these workshops. However, the first point, your starting point, should always be your settings. So here on the top hand corner, the third button, it says settings. And it just basically has your account details. So where you'd put your logo, where you put document settings. And the one that I just want to highlight right now is the one that says integrations. We have accounting integrations. So if you're using either QuickBooks Online or Xero, and you're using the software for proposals, invoices, it does connect to your accounting system. And the one that I want to highlight today is actually the calendar integration. So if you don't utilize that one, it's a really important one, actually, which is why I call it out today when we're talking about converting more leads. One of the things that we know from homeowner studies and just a lot of research that we've done is when a homeowner goes into your house profile or they find you on your website, on social media, it seems obvious, but sometimes it's not. You need to make it really simple for them to contact you. There needs to be a really easy way for them to either call you, email you, schedule a meeting with you. And that's what we want to make available and what we want to simplify for you with this calendar integration. So the way that it works is, as you'll see in my account, it says that my calendar is currently connected. That means I've already done the steps. If you haven't done so, you'll just see a button to say connect or sync your calendar. What that will do is it will prompt you to choose which calendar you want to connect. So if you're using Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, whichever email that you're using, you select it and you just follow 2-3 simple steps. What that will allow you to do, and I'll scroll to the bottom to show you, is it will allow you to create meeting links that you can share with your client, but it's going to recognize the availability based on the calendar that you have connected. So let's say, for example, the way that you create them is you click on create meeting type. You can personalize these as much as possible. So let's say typically with your clients, you always do like a first consultation call. So you can call it that. It is a phone call, or if it's a Zoom call, you can select which one. Let's say this is a phone conversation. You can choose the length. Typically, it lasts 30 minutes. You can put a description for your client to see, like maybe if they have to prepare a questionnaire in advance, what kind of questions you're going to cover, anything that would be helpful for them to know. You can put that here. And what's also great is you can choose at what times they can schedule this. So let's say for you, you're only doing these consultation calls in the morning. So from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and you're only holding them on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. However you want to customize and personalize these links, up to you. And then you just click on create and it will create that meeting link for you. And then what's really great, you have several ways of sending it out simply by clicking on copy link. And I'm not in incognito, but I'm going to try it. If I am your client and I'm opening that, yeah, it just opens up this page to say like schedule a meeting. It shows me a calendar. I'm quite busy today, so I have no availability, but if we choose a date in the future, they can see, okay, these are the options. This one works for me. Click, they put all of their details as well. And once that's done, actually, let me just fill it out. There we go. The way that it works is you both get an email confirmation. So your client will receive a confirmation by email. You'll also receive an email confirmation. And if you have sent this link via our messaging system in House Pro, it's also going to show in House Pro that you have a meeting scheduled. So across the board, just a really simple way to send a meeting link to any potential clients or existing clients as well. Any questions on that one? All good. Okay, perfect.
Sorry about my machine in the background, but that's wow. I've got Calendarly, and it looks like you might have copied that, but it's brilliant because I have to still put things in my own calendar, and this is great that you can link up, and it's made my life a lot easier. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great idea.
Yeah, no, very familiar with Calendly. It's just a great tool for scheduling, and in your profession, you definitely need it. So we've made it available to you.
Fabulous, thanks.
Of course. We're going to jump into the CRM now. So CRM, customer relationship management. It's basically the tool to manage any inquiries or leads that you have. So it's not a project. This tab here is someone that you are working with. It's a confirmed client. Lead, it's just that inquiry. It might be a potential client, but it's not yet. This is just a bit of an overview. The idea with the CRM is to help improve conversion. So what we hear from a lot of professionals is, again, you invest a lot of time and money in trying to attract clients, right? That's how you make your business grow. But a lot of times there's not as much investment in the conversion. So it's not just about attracting the leads. It's really, what are you doing once they message you? How are you winning that client? And with the CRM tool, that's exactly what we're trying to assist with. It's making it easy for you to follow up with these leads, know where you stand with them, and be able to deliver like a professional experience, even if it's an automated process, because we have like templates, we have things to make things quick for you. We still want it to be very professional when you're reaching out to your clients.
Can I just put something in, Viviana, there? Because this is a tricky point, which I find extremely frustrating, and maybe someone can enlighten me better. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult, like once you get an interest, that's not really an interest, that is for you particularly, most of the time, it's just a general interest. So what one does obviously is that one contacts the client straight away saying, oh, I've received your requests and I'm very happy to listen and to hopefully be able to help you. but 90% of the time, even more higher, the client doesn't at all react or doesn't come back, whether that's by phone or email or, you know, like direct messaging or et cetera, et cetera. So my question here is that there's no point in sending out a calendar to them if they don't even respond. The most important bit is here, how do I get the client to respond to me in the first place? That's the tricky bit.
Great question. I'll open it to the group because I feel like that's the whole point of the group discussion at the end of the day, to learn from each other. If anyone else is experiencing this, I think we have an answer on the chat.
Yeah, I'm experiencing the same as
Yeah.
Christina has enlightened. It's maybe in a month we might receive 4 to 5 leads from the house platform.
Yep.
But when I try to call them or email them through the House Pro, there is no response,
Yeah.
thing at all.
It's-
Maybe 1 or 2 clients will pick up the phone, the leads, sorry, pick up the phone, and they will say, okay, I'll be in touch. That's all. Then
Yeah.
nothing happens.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing. In your experience then, what has been the most effective to get clients to respond and just be more responsive in general?
Well, that's the crucial cardinal question I can't
course.
answer after 20 years in the business. I mean, I'm so shit, there's no tomorrow.
Yeah. Indira, what about for you? Because you mentioned you're experiencing the same. What has worked in your experience?
Some of the leads we got through word of mouth or any
Yeah.
client referral. Those leads I can be in touch with them and through the messages and phone call. But specifically the leads that I received through the house platform I'm referring to, I couldn't reach at all. I am trying my best to reach and just have a conversation with them, what they want and everything. So that I couldn't able to reach the next step at all.
Perfect. And we have I have 2 messages in the chat. So one saying, yeah, agreeing, right? Leads are hardly responding in my experience. And then I have a private chat which said calling has been the most effective. Okay, so different strategies. What we do know across the board, it just seems to be the case, there are going to be different types of leads, right? We have homeowners who are in the very early stages of a project who maybe sent out a message because they're a little bit curious at this starting point, like someone who could give them some guidance. There are some homeowners who are much more serious. They're in a like, I'm ready to start phase. And then to take it one step further, because it works this way with House as well, we have direct messages. That's when a homeowner like got to your specific profile, they've already checked your work, and they contacted you because they're interested in working with you specifically. So first of all, it's acknowledging there are very many different types of leads, some more serious than others. And it's how can we maximize potential inquiries to see if, you know, they are fruitful, they do turn out to be a project and a client that we work with. But at the same time, how do we manage not wasting our time? You know, our time is very valuable. You don't want to be chasing client after client after client if, you know, they're not going to be responsive. So it's what strategy works best for you. So we have some professionals who say, yep, I have a 3 touch point strategy by email that works really well for me. And you can set that up in the CRM. We have professionals that say, I send them a calendar link. If they, you know, if they schedule, that's amazing. I respond to those. Other professionals who try calling several times. This does have greater success rate, just in my experience. But it is those things. We understand that it's an issue across the board in this industry. So what we try to do with the CRM is how do we maximize potential inquiries and also minimize the time that you're investing, just to be more efficient and profitable at the end of the day. So with that being said, go ahead. Is it
Sorry.
Indira?
Yeah, my another doubt is the leads that that we received through House Pro platform.
Yep.
Just wanted to make sure that they are genuine leads, because we don't want to put more time and effort answering to them or anything. So how can we find that?
So we do have some filters already. So if anything is like spam in principle, we wouldn't filter it through. Like we try to do most of that on our end. We have a live connections team as well. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that. It's a fantastic team. Basically, they're filtering leads as well. So before you call them, or receive the lead, even someone from house would have contacted the homeowner to verify some of the project details, which is fantastic. You're basically getting a verified lead to say like, yep, I've already spoken with them. Here's some extra details of the project. That way, when you contact them, it's a bit of a warmer lead. And the third thing that you can do, I just want to highlight this, and that might be relevant for everyone because we have different subscription types on Houzz. We have Starter and Essential, which is more of a software focused subscription. And we have Ultimate, which is the one, where you're trying to grow your business and attract new leads with Houzz. If you are on Ultimate, in your settings page here, I don't have it because it's a demo account. In your settings page, you can also choose some filters for your leads. So I would recommend, if you're on Ultimate, that's something that you want to explore. Work with that with your account manager because they can help in setting up some filters for you.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
Perfect. Of course. Getting back into the CRM, right? Like, how can you just create those templates that will help you? So this is the CRM. Once you open a lead, it has like a general overview. You can share files with a lead. You can write notes. Emma, one of the things that you were mentioning, right, is how the client will have their account manager, or they'll have that one point of contact. And I said to that, okay, if someone maybe isn't there and you still want the client to have a seamless experience, put all the information in one place. So a lot of professionals, what they do is they utilize the notes section. So they'll write like, I don't know, the date of today, 1st of June. I had a call with this pro. They gave me the priorities for their home. They gave me a color palette. They gave me this dimensions. So any key information that a client has shared with you, just make it into a habit instead of writing it down pen and paper or notes on your phone or trying to keep it in your head, which happens a lot as well. You just try to memorize these details. Starting to get into the habit of let's write it down. You can even put the name of like who spoke with them, right? So Viviana in this case. So the next time that someone contacts this client, you can say, oh yeah, last week you spoke to Viviana and you were mentioning, it's a 3-story project. This is what you want to do. And it's a really smooth transition for the client, a really great experience. And the other one that I want to highlight is the messaging system. So this works very similar to an email, right? In that you would just send a message here. When you click on send message, it sends to your client's email inbox. Why I say this and why it's super important, because we get this question a lot. Does that mean the client needs a Houzz account or log into Houzz? No, your client doesn't need to do anything. They will receive it as normal by email. The Houzz Pro software is more for you. So you have this inbox here. If the client responds even by email, you'll get the message on here as well. So it's more for you to have the communication centralized and accessible for yourself and for your team members. Any questions so far?
Yeah, just 2 questions
Yep,
I need to
please.
highlight on this because I am using this messages quite often, maybe every day also.
Okay, perfect.
So one thing is I couldn't add one or an additional email of the client. Say if one client is using 2 different emails, say his wife or partner or anyone, I couldn't add another email ID.
Okay, yep, good one.
Or CC that email ID.
Okay, so like if you did this and you tried to put an email, did you get an error message or?
No, actually the CC is not coming to all the team members in one.
Okay. Yes, let me write that one down.
Yeah.
That is expected behavior, but it's great product feedback. So currently it's the admin who can add CCs and not the team members.
But not the team members, yeah.
Yep, perfect.
And if the client has Outlook as a domain,
yep.
Sometimes they are not receiving the email from Houzz Pro platform.
Mhm.
Only if the client has Gmail or Yahoo, then it's reaching them. Then
Okay,
the
so
client
for
is
Outlook
receiving the lead.
emails,
Yeah, the Outlook domain emails is not, the leads are not receiving the email from House Pro platform.
yeah, what I would recommend Indira in that case is, so we can look into it a little bit further to understand, you know, if it's something with your account or with that specific client. If you could just chat that over using the support and submit a support ticket to say that.
Okay.
Because I think it will
Yeah,
require a little
I
bit.
already
further
raised this actually a couple of times.
Okay, perfect. Well,
Yeah.
then, yeah, we can look into that one-on-one for sure.
Yeah, sure, Vivian.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Perfect. And we did have something in the chat as well that I'm going to just read out. Interiors, etc. I hope I'm saying it fine because it seems to be a French name. Well, it has the accents, but in any case, it's about why do we have different dashboard views depending on the device used. So the laptop view being different from the mobile view for CRM. That's a really great question. It's just the way the software is programmed, right? Like it's the same case with a website. Using it on desktop, it just allows us to explore more functionalities. We can develop more features. They're quicker to respond. They're more compatible. And we've created a mobile compatible version just to perform better. But that's why often you won't have the same functionalities or the same views when you're using different devices. So a laptop versus a mobile device, for example. Perfect. Yeah, so the last thing that I wanted to say about CRM here is the template section. So by default in the system, we've created like 3 quick, easy to use templates with the idea that, often you're saying the same things to a potential client, especially if it's those first interactions. So if there's anything that you say quite frequently, it's just a really good idea to create a template. Let me show you one that I've created. This is a project response. This is the name that I gave it. So if someone comes with a project, this is my first project response. You can personalize these using smart text. So any of the smart text that you see here, and the ones that are in blue are smart text. So basically, hello, it will pull the client's name. You don't have to do it. You just click on that template and it will pull that information automatically. Thank you for getting in touch. I've been working on something similar, and you're sending the link for them to check out your house profile. As we mentioned at the beginning, it's a really good idea to do this for them to understand, the level of your work, what projects you've worked on, and for them to see, like your style, everything about your project. So it's a really good idea to send that across. And then we're just trying to schedule like a call. That's the strategy that works for me. I like to have a call rather than to have emails. You can adjust this template to whatever strategy you follow. But if it is a call, I've basically left either my phone number or that calendar link that we had set up before. So just saying you can schedule a call with me, and I've put that calendar link. The way that it works, really, you just select this template, it pulls through, sends it, and as I said, I don't want to preview it, I just want to send it. It gets sent out as an email. The client receives it in their inbox, responds as normal, and all of that information is centralized here.
Can I just say something, Viviana?
Of course, Christina.
Through house profile, here's my house profile, which I think is a great idea, and I've done similar, but the house profile is my complete profile. It's not a particular, say it's someone wants a kitchen installation and I have, a couple of kitchens. Yes. I can't pick them out, right? It needs to be the whole house profile that you're sending.
Yes, okay. Really good point. It will just take them to the full house profile. Know that the template is like a starting point. If you know that they've contacted you for a kitchen, it would be a really great idea to send them specific kitchen links, which you can just add to that template that you already have, for example.
That's what I was wondering. Can you pick out certain projects on your house portal and send them those specific links, or is it always the entire house profile?
Let's have a look. So this one's obviously not the best profile, and it's not.
Doesn't matter.
But let's say this is this is my exteriors profile, exteriors project. You just copy this URL at the top and like, let me select that one again, and an exterior profile project, like you would amend the template. And what I would recommend, oh, I wrote everything wrong.
But I only have one house profile. I don't have sub profiles on house.
No, absolutely. So this is my main house profile, correct? Like this is what you have.
Yeah.
And within it, you have your different projects.
Exactly. So you can click on a specific project and then send them that link.
Exactly. You would do that. And to make it just look nice in the email, you can hyperlink. So you select the words, you click on this, this one, link, you put it there, and it will link it to that specific project.
Oh,
so
amazing.
if it's a kitchen or anything like that, they can do it that way.
Okay, super, thank you.
Absolutely.
That's really good.
Yeah, very convenient. And that way you tailor it even further. If it's a specific kitchen project, great idea to link your specific kitchen projects that you've done. Great.
Thank you.
And then finally, what I wanted to show, because we spoke about the experience for the homeowner, throughout the project as well, we mentioned having that client dashboard. So the client dashboard, before I click into it, it's just a centralized space for your client. We created it with homeowners in mind based on their feedback that they want, they want more clarity, transparency, better communication, timely communication. They want to know about updates regarding their project. So because they want all of this information and it's a constant sharing flow of information that you have with them, right? You need to be updating them on the plumber goes in on this date, the electrician goes in on this date. It's a lot of time spent updating your client. This client dashboard is basically the place where you put any and all information relating to the project. You send it out one time, and then your client can log in at any time to see like what's happening, what updates there have been. And it's just overall a fantastic place to share information with them. So some of the things that you can share, I'm just going to give you a preview of what this looks like. So it's here inside a project. This is a preview for you to see like, oh, what does that look like? What can my client see? It depends on what you've shared, right? So right now I've shared some files, I've shared a timeline with them. I've shared some documents. This is why they can see this information. If, for example, you want to keep your files private, they wouldn't show up. You do have that option when you're inside a project. A really important thing that you can also share with them here, it's called the financial tab. So if you've shared, this means if you've sent the client any proposals or any invoices, again, they don't have to go into their email or their WhatsApp. They don't have to be looking for links. They can very easily find like, okay, what proposals have been sent, what invoices have been sent. And what's great for you as well is typically these documents, you want to make them very easy to find because you can put payment schedules to them. So in this case, my client has paid me, but it's a good place to like point your client towards like, yeah, I sent that invoice there, the payment details and the payment schedule is also there. The first payment has been made. You can see, we're waiting for that second payment, which had this due date. And it's just really easy for your client to find that information and know like when they need to next pay you or what money, what investment is required.
How does the client log into this house? They're not connected to house.
Exactly. Great question. So let's go back to the beginning where we were, not the meeting. Let's go back to the beginning. So how do we even send it across to our client? This is our House Pro page. We're going to click into this client dashboard link. This is only a preview. So this is for us to see like, how is the client going to receive this? Am I happy with all of the information being shared? If yes, you have two ways of sending this to your client. So here on the left-hand side here, it says share as, and you have either sharing it as an email or sharing it as a link. So two options. If this client, for whatever reason, they want you to send it on WhatsApp, maybe, I know, Emma, that's what you mentioned, like you use it a lot. You can always just copy a link, copy it, and send it via email, via WhatsApp, anywhere you want. Or you can also send it via the messaging system in House Pro. So you copy this link and you send it to the client. Or the other option is you can send this by email. So you just select email, you give it, you give the email a subject line, you put a description. We typically recommend the email one because of this description, because you can introduce the client dashboard to your client. You can explain a little bit like what the purpose is, how you'll be using it throughout the project, and they can respond as well with like any questions that they have about it, especially in the early stages. And to show you what that looks like, whichever way you decide to share it, the client basically just has to click on that link, either via email or just clicking on a link, and it will look like this for them. Again, they don't need a House Pro account. They don't need anything. They just need to have access to a computer, basically, be able to click on that link, and it will open up like this for them, much like you saw on the preview page. And they can toggle between the different tabs and see all of the information that's been shared with them.
Is the format the same if they view that from like a tablet or mobile? Will they be able to access the same tabs?
They will be able to access it. The view will be slightly different.
Yeah.
But I believe they'll still have all the same tabs. It's just the view that will be different.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And that's updated as well, isn't it? It's live.
Yes. Great point. You're making it for me. I was going to forget about that completely.
Sorry.
No. Glad you brought it up. I had completely forgotten that. It is live. So what that means is anytime you make an update, so let's say that this wall demolition dates have changed, and you make the changes in your House Pro account, it will also update on the client dashboard. So anything that you do in your account, it's a live link, and it will automatically be updated in the client dashboard for your client to see. Perfect. So with that, let's go back here. Actually, I need to copy this little link for you all. Any questions? We've gotten to the end of the session today. Thank you so much for participating, for being here. I'm just going to share in the chat really quickly this link with you all. Let me know if you've gotten that. Perfect. So basically just a very short survey link for questions for you all, just to understand, what you thought of the workshop. And as I said at the beginning, this session in particular was created based on topics that you mentioned you were interested in that survey. So please let us know, share your voice with us, so we can keep creating like valuable content for you all. Fantastic. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and that we'll see you soon for some of our next workshops.
Thank you so much. That was a lot of information. That was really good.
Perfect. Good to hear. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.